Hello, NBA fans. Daily news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a fan of the Lakers show and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and give it a like. Fans are hopeful the team will find a way to reignite its competitive spirit. The path to redemption will require resilience and a commitment to evolution. As the Lakers look to the future, the stakes have never been higher, and time is ticking. Reinforcements will be needed to win the championship they so desire. Signing center Mark Williams could be a great option for the Lakers. In 44 games with the Hornets last season, Williams averaged 15.3 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 1.2 blocks. He shot 60.4% from the floor, and was better on both ends of the floor than Ayton. After the Lakers backed out of the trade, Williams posted 14.9 points, 10.8 rebounds, and 1.3 blocks in his final 21 games. He is expected to be the Suns' third-best player this season, and the Lakers could regret their choice. "I think he's the key to their season," prefaced The Athletic's Doug Haller on October 8. "You bring in a center who, when he's healthy, averaged a double-double. When he's on the court, he's been okay. He's been pretty good." Of course, Williams' health and long-term availability should give any team pause. If he can shake the injury bug, he could be the best big man on either the Suns or Lakers. If he can play 60 or 65 games, that helps them. He can be their third-best player, Haller added. The Suns aren't expected to win many games this season, and if Maluak continues to break out, the Suns could suddenly make Williams expendable. If they do, the Lakers should rectify their mistake. Mock trade sends Mark Williams back to Los Angeles Lakers. There is a very real world where Ayton doesn't manage to fit with the Lakers and their rotations. Williams plays a very similar game to Daniel Gafford, who found tremendous success alongside Doncic, so adding him should be an easy choice for the Lakers. An easy choice they've already made once. The Lakers could send either Ayton or Connect to the Suns for Williams, and would almost certainly have to include their 2031 first-round pick. If Williams spent the summer rehabbing the injury that negated last season's trade, the Lakers could get a rare second chance to make the perfect trade to maximize Doncic. Connect's value is at an all-time low and the Suns might not be eager to reunite with Ayton. However, Phoenix is finally building organically around Devin Booker, who Ayton has found success, and the team desperately needs draft capital. The once-hyped Los Angeles Lakers rookie still looks lost on defense. Dalton Connect's path to getting on an NBA floor hinges on his sweet shot-making ability from beyond the arc. The added necessity for him to stay there comes from needing to provide passable defensive play. The Los Angeles Lakers have yet to see the latter from their soon-to-be sophomore. It's only preseason, but Connect is already displaying the same kind of woeful troubles that got him dropped from the Lakers' rotation in the stretch run of the 2024-25 campaign. Everyone sees it. Lakers reporter Jovan Buha certainly did not shy away from highlighting the subject. Buha said, "I still think the defense is problematic with Dalton. You got to know your personnel. You got to know who you're guarding. Too many mistakes from him on that end to the point where he's just not looking like a rotation player, as currently constructed." The host of Buha's block spotlighted a simple give-and-go play with Stephen Curry where Connect got completely blown by. Buha admitted Dalton should not generally be a player guarding someone as great as Curry, but the defensive IQ was still lacking tremendously for the 24-year-old. Connect's offensive flashes can't hide glaring defensive issues for Lakers. The credit is due to Connect on the other end. The Lakers' sharpshooter racked up 12 points, albeit shooting 3-11 from the field and 2-7 from beyond the arc, against the Golden State Warriors in the preseason. Added to that were 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 block, with a plus-minus of +6. It was not all bad for Connect. However, when that bad is atrocious, it tends to stand out a lot more than the good ways in which the former Tennessee product can impact the game. Simply put, Connect needs his defense to hover around average to reliably find playing time in 2025-26. There are no immediate indicators of the situation trending in that direction. While this will only be Connect's second season in the NBA, this is not a young prospect that is being discussed. His age has already been brought up. After spending an extended period in the NCAA, one would want to see Connect come out of that process far more polished than he is. The defense was always highlighted as a concern for him, even while still in the NCAA ranks. However, there were enough flashes of solid team defense from Connect at Tennessee that one would have been forgiven for believing that much would shine through at the NBA level. It hasn't. With the Lakers having more steady contributors for the wings after the addition of Jake LaRavia and the revival of Jared Vanderbilt, it is difficult to see a clear pathway for Connect to find a spot in the rotation this season. It may be a long campaign for the second-year pro. The Los Angeles Lakers forward needs someone else to set up his offense. NBA preseason is all about learning key takeaways that can help you during the regular season and playoffs. Through 2 games, the Los Angeles Lakers definitively must understand Rui Hachimura will need to be paired with a creator to help spark his offense. Thus far, neither Luka Doncic or LeBron James have participated in the Lakers' first 2 preseason contests following training camp. As a result, Hachimura has struggled on the offensive end, proving beyond any doubt that the Lakers forward is a play finisher, not starter. Jovan Buha pointed this out on a recent episode of his podcast. Hachimura's shortcomings were difficult to ignore for the host of Buha's block. Buha said, "From Rui offensively, he's been the guy, arguably the most, who has suffered from not having Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves. He needs guys to set him up." The Lakers' offense has just not had the level of ball handling and playmaking to set up a guy like Rui consistently. Rui Hachimura's limitations are clear when Lakers stars don't feed the ball. Hachimura struggled in the Lakers' preseason opener against the Phoenix Suns. The bulky forward put up 11 points, but his efficiency was disappointing, shooting only 3 of 12 from the field and 1 of 4 from beyond the arc. That was with Reeves in the lineup. When the talented offensive guard misses the second matchup of the preseason against the Golden State Warriors, Hachimura struggled even getting to spots where he could comfortably get shots up. Hachimura scored only 4 points against the Warriors, shooting 2 of 4 from the field and 0-for-1 from deep. Rui finished the matchup tied for the second lowest tally in the points column. Naturally, this problem gets quickly mitigated once the regular season gets going. Doncic, James, and Reeves are expected to be regularly available by then, barring injuries. However, it does raise an interesting conversation about Hachimura's role on the team. The 27-year-old has hinted at his preference to start for the Lakers and continue playing with guys who chemistry has been built with. After watching this preseason, his desires of that regard are understandable. There may still be a conversation that debates whether dropping Hachimura to the bench is ultimately favorable for the balance of the starting lineup. The idea there would be to add more defense among the first 5. If that does happen, this issue of Hachimura creating his own offense is threatened to be exposed more often without careful measures to prevent it. If Rui does slide to the bench, J.J. Redick must be tactful in consistently pairing one of the Lakers stars to help create offense for not only him, but the rest of the unit. Seeing Hachimura's struggles without his talented teammates definitely gives Redick a lot to think about before opening night. It will be worth monitoring how the Lakers head coach responds. Painful truth LeBron James faces if he wants to leave the Lakers. LA is where he's meant to be. Now that LeBron James' retirement tease is out of the way, the attention has shifted back to what the 40-year-old superstar wants to do beyond this season, and whether it involves the Los Angeles Lakers. If he wants to be traded mid-season, and there's no way of knowing that yet, what will his options look like? LeBron isn't going to a rebuilding team. If he had his choice, it feels like the Cavaliers, and the Knicks, another would be at the top of his list. Yet another return to Cleveland would be a feel-good story, and ending his career as a Knick playing at Madison Square Garden would be the cherry on top. What could be better than either one of those scenarios? The issue is that it will be hard to make either happen, at least with a trade. As Bill Simmons noted on his podcast, New York would have to give up a player like OG Anunoby for LeBron. He can still play at a high level, but there's no way the Knicks would do that for LeBron at this stage in his career. Simmons wondered whether Cleveland would throw DeAndre Hunter and Jarrett Allen in a package for LeBron, with another contract. That wouldn't happen either. Simmons said that LeBron is stuck with the Lakers and that he'll eventually come to terms with being on a team centered around Luka Doncic. That's assuming he hasn't already done so. A Lakers trade wouldn't work in LeBron's favor. Will LeBron retire with the Lakers? The organization would like that. He could re-sign with Los Angeles next summer, but on a significantly cheaper deal than the one he's on now. If he decided to leave the Lakers next summer, the Cavaliers or Knicks wouldn't be interested unless he was willing to take a pay cut, too. If all works out well, LeBron will spend the rest of his career in Southern California, however long that may be. It's where his family has put down roots. Bronny is with the Lakers, and LeBron's youngest son, Bryce, is at the University of Arizona, a short flight from Los Angeles. The Lakers prioritized financial flexibility this summer around Luka, but the new face of the franchise doesn't want to wait to go after a championship. LeBron wants to win, so although Los Angeles no longer operates around his timeline, he could still win a final title with the Lakers, but alongside Luka this time. As Simmons noted, it seems like it'd be in LeBron's best interest to stay in Los Angeles until he decides to really retire. Writer urges Lakers to sign former two-time All-Star. The Los Angeles Lakers have a roster that appears to be stronger and deeper than the one they ended last season with. But it could still use a little more help as they look to become legitimate championship contenders. Their backcourt rotation looks a little suspect right now. Newcomer Marcus Smart should add defense and toughness, but Gabe Vincent has historically been an inconsistent three-point shooter, and Bronny James likely isn't ready to get any minutes. Los Angeles could use a two-way guard who can defend, contribute on the offensive end and infuse it with some speed. Dean Simon of the Sporting News suggested the team sign a player some may have forgotten about, Victor Oladipo. If the Lakers view their chances of realistically competing in a loaded Western Conference dipping on a nightly basis to begin this season, then desperate times might call for desperate measures, Simon wrote. In that case, former Indiana Pacers star and the NBA's 2018 Most Improved Player Victor Oladipo will be waiting in the wings to receive a shot at a triumphant NBA comeback. Prior to Monday night, the injury-riddled 33-year-old had not stepped foot on an NBA court since the 2022-23 season as a member of the Miami Heat. Oladipo faced off against the San Antonio Spurs for a preseason matchup with the CBA's Guangzhou Long Lions, a contest that saw the 6'3" guard finish with 20 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists and 5 steals in 28 minutes of action. Los Angeles's top brass, among other teams, likely took note of Oladipo's strong return against NBA competition, especially due to his wonderful defensive impact. It wasn't long ago that Oladipo was a legitimate stud in the NBA. After he was the number 2 pick in the 2013 draft, he averaged 17.5 points, 4 assists and 1.7 steals a game during his first 6 seasons. He was named to the All-Star team for the 2017-18 and 2018-19 seasons, as well as the All-Defensive First Team for the 2017-18 campaign. But he has been riddled with injuries ever since, and thus, it is understandable why teams have been reluctant to sign him or even give him a chance to prove that he can still play. In Oladipo's last season to date in the NBA, he put up 10.7 points, 3.5 assists and 1.4 steals in 26.3 minutes a game while shooting 39.7% from the field and 33% from three-point range. Lakers' Bronny James off to horrific shooting start to NBA preseason. Billy Hyen. It's a big season ahead for Bronny James. He's trying to prove that he deserves more playing time in the NBA for the Los Angeles Lakers. But through 2 preseason games, Bronny hasn't been quite the player he'd be hoping to be. Of course, this is all small sample size stuff. But it's still notable. And so far, Bronny simply hasn't shot very well. In the preseason opener against the Suns, Bronny shot 1-12 FG, 1-8 3 FG. In the second preseason game against the Warriors, Bronny shot 2-6 FG, 1-3 FG. So through 2 games, that's 3-4-18, 16.7%, and 2 for 11, 18.2%. That's clearly not ideal. Bronny's swing skill entering the NBA always felt like it'd be his shooting. The expectation for him out of USC was that he'd likely be able to defend at an NBA level. His creation skills might leave something to be desired, too, but if he can figure out shooting, then he can probably be okay. To point out the obvious, though, if Bronny shoots 16.7% from the field going forward, though, he's going to have a tough time making any sort of an impact at the NBA level.